everybody. Thank you, everybody. I'm really happy to be here today. Very, very grateful to Governor Braun and to Mehmet Oz. But I've been to a bunch of states to announce MAHA initiatives over the past 3 or 4 weeks, and it's always been one at a time. And this one really broke the bank. 9 executive orders, all designed to improve our farms, our fitness, our food, our education, our health. And you know, I had the pleasure to meet with many of the legislatures in the state just now and with Governor Braun. And I was so impressed by the high caliber of the people there, the level of intelligence, the level of thoughtfulness, the commitment and the idealism in that room. And I have just nothing but optimism for the state of Indiana because of that leadership. We're in a crisis today. We're about to announce new autism numbers. They've again gone up dramatically just in 2 years. We have in some states as low as, well, 1 out of 20 boys having autism, 1 out of 31 kids. And when I was in my generation today, the rate of autism is 1 in 10,000. And this is just one disease. This whole generation of kids is damaged by chronic disease. I was talking to the governor that I walk through an airport and I see these young people who once again have hope because of what's happening in this administration. But you know, you can see the chronic inflammation, you can see the mitochondrial challenges that they're facing. And this is not, you know, as the governor mentioned, diabetes is a treatable disease. Virtually 100% of people who are pre-diabetic can get rid of that diagnosis through changes in their diets. And so it's treatable, and if 50% of our adults, when I was a kid, the typical pediatrician would see 1 case of diabetes during his lifetime, during a 40 or 50-year career, juvenile diabetes. Today, 1 out of every 3 kids who walks through his office door is diabetic or pre-diabetic. We just got new numbers from NIH that said 38% of teens are pre-diabetic. We have 100 million people in this country who are pre-diabetic. This is unknown in human history. And, you know, obesity crisis, when my uncle was president, 3% of Americans were obese. Today, it's around 70% are obese or overweight. In Japan, when my uncle was president, 3% of kids were obese. Today in Japan, 3% of kids are obese. So it's a choice. And it's almost certainly because Japan has a very, very aggressive school lunch program. And make sure the kids get wholesome foods. And when you raise these children, as Mehmet said, when you raise them, they become advocates for good food. They become energized themselves, and they develop lifelong habits. Their taste buds are altered so that they have a yearning and a hunger for good food and a repulsion towards food that is making us sick. Today, we're the 4th most obese country in the world, and we have something that is unique in human history. We have people who are obese who are at the same time malnourished, because the food that we're eating is not nutrient dense anymore. And I was involved, you know, in tobacco litigation back in the 1980s, in the late 80s, and the tobacco companies at that point were the most cash-rich companies on earth. And they saw the writing on the wall. They saw the regulatory headwinds, and their consumers were walking away